Good afternoon, everyone. Very good to see folks here. The idea that Ukraine is the aggressor in this situation is absurd. It's Russia that invaded Ukraine nearly 8 years ago.
Secretary of State Blinken is heading to Europe this week to try and diffuse tensions between Russia, Ukraine, and the West. He's first heading to Kyiv to meet with Ukraine's President Zelensky. Then he will head to Geneva to meet with Foreign Minister Lavrov of Russia and US counterparts from France, Germany, and other allies. The US for the last several weeks has been warning that Russia is potentially planning an invasion, a new invasion of Ukraine. The White House on Friday released what it says was intelligence suggesting that Russia has already planted operatives in Ukraine to stage a potential false flag attack that could then be used by Russian President Vladimir Putin as pretext to stage an additional invasion of Ukraine. The White House also said that Russia is ramping up its efforts at disinformation to basically sow the ground for a potential invasion. One of the reasons that that's concerning to the West is disinformation was and is a tactic used by the Kremlin in its military engagements in the region. Russia has denied in various forms any allegations that it plans to stage another invasion. At the same time, Russian leaders from Vladimir Putin on down have stated repeatedly that they consider Ukraine moving toward the West or potentially joining NATO to be a non-starter. And they have sought written guarantees from the US and from the West that Ukraine will not be allowed to join NATO. Now, NATO allies say that that's a non-starter because they can't ban anyone categorically from joining NATO, which they say is a defensive alliance. That seems to be the central tension, that Russia may be using the specter of an invasion to push for security guarantees that it sees it's necessary along its borders.